We are back. I swear, these conversations are so good, they always end up going longer than we expected because it's just conversations that we need to have, yeah?
I know, right?
Yeah, these conversations always end up going longer because these are conversations that need to be had. um, with our music, and I'm not sure who does something similar to this in Trinidad or throughout the states. I don't know, but it seems like these conversations go longer than expected. Because there's just so much stuff to cover.
I mean, the thing is, it's like these conversations are happening behind closed doors in some cases, and people
Right.
are getting frustrated because they feel like we should be doing more. So I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us, and like I love the idea that we have a space for this conversation, and it sparks more, right? It sparks more ideas, it sparks more ways where we can collaborate, and then like who knows what's the next step gonna be, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
we might actually build that up, or we might actually keep doing stuff together,
Yeah.
The thing that I wanted to challenge you, right? And this goes back to what I was saying with getting the music out to the public, right? The struggle that we have is defining what soca music is, right? We knew that one. That's something that is going to be a challenge, and I don't know how to fix that. But if we are trying to export this to people who are not familiar with the culture, I challenge you and I challenge myself to be those translators. So I've seen your shows, I've listened to your DJ stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but it's it comes from a place of a Caribbean DJ who loves Caribbean music,
Right.
and not from a newcomer who is not familiar with the culture. And granted, it's not fair that we have to be translators or intermediaries between the two. But the same way how you're saying entrepots and you want to be one, like
Right.
I challenge us to take that responsibility and to showcase the culture in a way that other people can digest it. So for me, I did a show 4 weeks ago, and it was a Caribbean show with people who not familiar with Caribbean music, and I had to change the way how I spoke a little bit, like slow things down a little bit.
Right. Yeah. You
But
can't
then
be
it's
wajang.
how can you watch young horse, you know. But I also was able to explain what was happening in the music before I even played it, and I was able to say, you hear that line, you understand what that means? It means X, Y, and Z. He's talking about this. And they were like,
Right.
oh, I didn't even understand. All I was hearing was jump and wave, right? And I
Yes.
would challenge you the same way I would challenge myself is to break down the music to people in a way that they can understand it and
Right.
appreciate it, not just the nice rhythms or the nice melodies, but some of the content that's coming
Content.
across. And if you can do that, I think that's crossing boundaries that I think we need to be doing as a people. Soca music in itself has some of it has really strong messages,
Right.
and I think people would identify with those messages if they are willing to have a translator say, okay, this is what this means in this
Oh
case.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I would say, if you can do it, I say do it. I'm going to try to do it as well. And all those DJs and promoters who are out there who are trying to cross the cavern or cross the chasm, as it were, not just
Yeah.
focus on Caribbean people, which I think is important, support our people, of course, but get it to the wider audience by being that translation piece and saying, this is
Right.
why this is important to you.
You
And I
know,
think it's
so
going to go far.
so for me, in Seattle, I've been able to do quite a few events, and this one in particular, I was on a yacht, on a big yacht, right?
Nice.
So I decided, well, you know what, I'm gonna give them a teaching moment. So I said,
Yeah.
you know what soca music is, and then I said, well, soca music is, well, Ras Shorty I,
Mhm.
he created soca music using these instruments that were Indian and African, and so that we could bring African and Indian people together and enjoy a different genre of music.
Right.
But that's not enough.
Nope.
Because there's just I don't know. I need more. I need more to be able to share.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to figure out how to just have like a certain like a teaching playlist.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind. Okay, so I'll tell you what I do. Right. Like I do tons of gigs every year. I don't know, weddings and corporate events and stuff like that. And then all of my events, I would probably play a splash of Caribbean music, soca, dancehall, reggae, just because I don't want people to think that I can't. And you
Right.
play one, right? And then people are like, wait a minute, what is this? This is awesome, right?
Yeah.
And some person in the audience would come up and be like, yo, you have any Marshall? And I'm just like,
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that one. Yeah.
What's going on? But the thing is, like, the way how I play, I don't know if you've ever been to one of my shows, but I do a ton of remixes. Like I do
Yeah.
a ton. Like I'll play an instrumental from Kes or whatever, and then mix I don't know, a Lil Wayne on top of it, for instance, right? So that people hear something familiar that they recognize, but they hear something different that they don't, and it works. It blends. It's in the same key, same pitch, same tempo, and they're like, oh, I like the beat of this song. And then with that, I transition from Lil Wayne on the Kes instrumental to then bringing the actual Kes song on top of it. And people are like, ooh, I really like this stuff. And then get out of it and go into something different. And you sprinkle that all throughout the night. People will be like, hey, what's that song that you played? I don't know what it is. Let me write it down. And they put it on their phone. And you made a soca fan that night. Right? And I do that with all my shows, all my gigs, that I am constantly pushing boundaries of what a genre is. And when people are listening to it, they hear something that they haven't heard before and come out of it being a new fan. So I push you to do it.
Myself and DJ X-Men out here.
Yeah.
I swear we have made Palansin. We brought Palansin back.
Here. Oh yeah. That's an easy one.
There was a solstice, and there was over 200 and something people at this event, and we had everybody Palansin. And then when we looked at the reggae club, we saw people, DJs playing Palance and playing, Run With It and, stuff like that, so, as far, and then, so for me, it's, trying to, to be the change agent, one. Yeah. Yes, I'm a DJ, but I can't get into the DJ politics because, there's a DJ politics of, Caribbean. Okay, are you a reggae DJ or are you a soca DJ? Right. So I evade that as well, and I try to stay in the middle and play everything, and bring the soca music in it. I used to do a lot of weddings as well, right? And when I was in Alaska, right? And I would do the same thing, right? I'll drop a soca in there just to see what happened. And yeah, sure enough, somebody will come up and say, yeah, a Marshall audio, say you have a Kevin Little,
Yeah.
And I'll play that, So yeah, we're definitely change agents, and we have to, really embrace that because it takes a lot of teaching, and coming from a consultant type of angle instead of performer. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's a tough one. Yeah, for me, it's part of my responsibility of being a DJ, and it's part of the whole the philosophy that I subscribe to, like agile economics. It's all about connecting with people and getting them closer to the products that we're subscribing. Right. And for me, like, people don't hire me just because they want a DJ. They hire me because they want an experience beyond just a commodity, and that's the brand that I've established. And it's intentional. I get gigs, and sometimes I'm just like, why are you hiring me? You pay me all this money, but we're not a good fit, and I'm not having a good time. Everyone there is having a good time, but why me? I don't care about this. But granted, I have money, I have bills too, so I'll take it. But it's still the case that as I grow in my own DJ career, I've started to branch out to be that experience agent, or that energy curator that's
Right.
able to take a space and transform it into something that both is good for the client and good for myself. And I'm fully invested in all the music. That's why when I'm playing stuff and I play Caribbean music, it is not as a distraction. It is not as like not even really a teaching moment. It's more of this is part of the full experience that you're going to get whenever you hire me as a DJ. But I take that responsibility very serious when I'm playing Caribbean music because I know that this is me. The same way I feel like it has value is the same way I think we as a people should say that our music has value. And
Yeah.
I struggle in that same DJ politics space where people are like, why are you playing Palance? That's an old song. I hate that song. You know, that kind of logic. And I'm like, dude, our job is to entertain people. Our
Right.
job is to make sure the crowd has a good experience and the music is bigger than us being full of ourselves.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like, if someone in this audience wants a song and it's going to resonate with other people, then I am playing it. I'm not going to be like, well, he didn't give me a dub plate or a soca plate, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not getting into those politics of it.
Right.
I am in the space of entertainment, and I treat that as like a civil servant. I am doing my due diligence. I'm doing my duty, and I'm showcasing our talent in a way that I think makes sense. You know what I mean?
What I definitely know what you mean, and I'm gonna take up that challenge, and I'm gonna try to be, you know, that person, that more of a change agent, you know, and not just try to live in the moment of enjoying the soca because I'm from the Caribbean and I want to bring that mix, you know, I want to, so more so like, you
Yeah.
know, that, what's his name? That British DJ that plays reggae. What's his,
Um, what's the oh God, the older white guy?
yeah,
Rodigan, David Rodigan.
Radagon, yeah, you
Yeah, yeah.
know, that is,
He's a
that is,
boss though. He's a
yeah,
boss.
that is how I would love to put out, you know, soca, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But so, you know, so first of all, you got to get over yourself because you're not going to have the kind of audience to put it out, you know. So it's really, you have, you know, you have to really be true to yourself and true to the mission,
yeah.
not expecting people to subscribe right away, you
Right.
know. And so you just have to put in your work and it's going to
Yeah.
spread, you know.
I think
So
I think if
Radigan
we
definitely like that.
I think what you're doing right now makes a lot of sense and is helping push the same message that we're both trying to do. Get music out there to the people and let them give you feedback. And if they don't like it, they don't like it, but they have to hear it and they have to understand what's going on first. And I
Right,
think platforms like this, conversations like this are just the first start. When you do a little mix or you do a live stream or you put out a mixtape or you do a video and you sprinkle some soca music in the background or whatever, all of
right,
those things make a difference. And to the promoters, to the writers, to the producers, to the DJs, the dancers, the singers, all of them. Like we are part of a larger ecosystem and we can't be against each other. We have to be supporting each other as a whole body of work. To Etienne, my boy, I shout him out every single time. Etienne is a jazz musician, but just on for Carnival this year, I was on the road with him, Baron, Kess, and we were doing some mad stuff. Like again, I told you I like DJing live and doing remixes, right? Like we are doing stuff where a live band is playing and I'm DJing and doing remixes on live instrumentals. And then from that, I play instrumental and they coming in all on the spot, freestyle. And then Kess would come in and sing something on top of it.
oh
Like
my,
it was madness.
yeah.
It was, it was crazy.
Do you have any of that recorded?
Something like to record it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Share thing now, share thing.
Gosh, yeah. No, well, Etienne have it, so he's gonna make it available to his to probably his people. But Etienne is a businessman, so you probably have to pay
Right.
pay-per-view. But
Yes, yes.
it's legit. It's a full hour performance that we have, and it's
Wow.
legit. Like it was it was a surreal experience that I can't even explain. Um,
Yeah.
just letting you know that if Carabana was this year, it would have been crazy. And Carnival next year, because it's being postponed, Carnival 2022, I'll be on the road with him, and it's going to be more madness.
So then,
Madness.
didn't they say that they're gonna have it just for the local, like just for the local people
Oh, they
only?
are? I have no idea.
I
Because
think
again,
so. Yeah, I think they plan on having carnival, but just whoever stuck outside,
it's
they
a hard
stuck.
luck.
Yes.
Well, yeah, so hard luck. So for me, ATN in Michigan too. So we kind of we also suck some salt.
Yeah. Man. So
Yeah.
here's the other question. So you touched on it a bit earlier, but let me ask you straight. Why isn't there a label in the Caribbean?
I think I'm gonna shoot it straight. Politics. Politics plays a huge role in it, and the way how we monetize digital content plays another role. Copyright is a struggle. Royalties is a struggle for Caribbean artists, and they sometimes don't have their ducks in a row. Period. It sucks. The idea of having a major label in the Caribbean to kind of corral soca music is a nice idea, but I think it is fundamentally uh, a dying concept.
Okay.
The maybe in the 90s or like early 2000s, if we had a soca label, that would have been great. That would have been like, yeah, we doing it. But now, because people can cross those boundaries relatively easy, well, not easy, but by being influencers, like
Yes.
what does a label really do? A label allows you to record content. They put publishers on it, and they have a marketing team with it, and they organize all the legal stuff with royalties and all that thing. Like a producer now is doing most of that content themselves, so they become the independent label. And granted, there are some Caribbean labels, right? There are some that do it, but on a
Right.
smaller scale versus the larger Warners and stuff like that. And I think that is the model that is going to make more sense in this space that we're in. We're in a place where individuals and not just brands, individuals are dominating influence. And if a person like Kylie Jenner or Nicki Minaj or whoever, Cardi B or whatever, became like their own identity, that brand that they can monetize, the same way Precision can do it, the same way Advocate can do it, Anson Pro can do it, DJ Private Ryan could do it, and they don't need a label to do these things for them.
Right.
The access to people has been it's easier than ever before in platforms such like this, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, that kind of thing, where people can connect with their audience instantaneously. And the concept of a label to pay for this connection or pay for the publishing rights and stuff like that becomes moot. At least I think so.
No, yeah, it's definitely correct. It's definitely moot because you don't need, a big, strong arm to distribute the same way that you could get on Google and create SEO. Even a 12, a 10-year-old could get on and do SEO.
Correct.
So what's the purpose of giving away
50%, 60% of your
yeah,
content?
of your mastered, music, you know what I mean? I guess the only thing is the politics when it comes to the easiest form of consumption, which is, still kind of radio, for people
true.
who might not have, access to a phone to get onto a free version of any of the apps,
That's right.
But really and truly,
but that's changing too, though. Like all
right.
of this is changing with the advent of some of these new technologies. Like there's songs that come out are released on platforms like TikTok. They're released there, and they get a huge following. And then all of a sudden, this person is a multimillionaire. No label, no manager, just an individual who's sang a song on maybe Fruity Loops on their computer, and
Right.
we don't know how long they've been doing stuff. So let me not take that. Let me not trivialize the experience. We are. I'm seeing if some individual on SoundCloud or TikTok or YouTube is able to connect and resonate with individuals without going through these traditional um,
Channels.
channels, yeah,
Yeah.
then that means it's possible, and that means that is the future. That's all I'm saying.
Mark asks us, has anyone tried to release soca like that on TikTok?
I don't think so. I don't think we've really mastered TikTok yet. I think we're too old. I don't know.
I got a TikTok, but I probably posted one thing on it. You
Yeah.
know?
I don't know. I think the younger generation is the people who we'd have to talk about that.
You
I have
know,
no idea.
this is where I see, you know, and hopefully there's some tech people on here that could help me with my vision, right?
Yeah.
I was playing 2K the other day, right?
Yeah.
Basketball. And you gotta go in a plaza and purchase stuff, purchase shoes and clothes or whatever, go to the Gatorade store and get more energy and all this type of stuff, right?
Right.
So immediately I thought, well, why isn't that where the internet, is right now? That should be the internet right now. The internet should be, I take a picture of myself, I create an avatar, and all of the major companies are connected, in a virtual place.
Yeah.
Where I could create the theme and everything, yet I could go virtually and instead of, going out and facing COVID or, facing people or whatever.
You're talking about the Oasis. There's a movie about that. I know that for sure. Oh, Mark just said something. Mark, you have 1 million followers. What, Mark?
If you systematically spend time on
Jesus.
platforms, it will be worth it.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
Mark. I agree 100%. I don't know. I don't know why people haven't tried it. I don't know. I think if they could, it's a moneymaker. Mark, when we're done, let's talk. I'll reach out to you and Kit. but your point is valid. Like the internet itself is a place where conversations happen and virtual relationships are built.
Right.
And those places where we have those gatekeepers, that kind of no longer is needed, especially if people can immediately connect with them. So if we could,
he has one with 1 million and one with 100.
Jesus Christ!
Any dumbass
Christ.
is just sitting in Nicaragua.
Mark, that's disgusting.
I gotta talk to Mark, man.
No, you really do, though. You really do. Mark is a beast. And Mark, you're making your money in Nicaragua. Enjoy yourself.
The other question was, being a change agent and bringing soca to a bigger audience, and we touched on it already, sticking to your guns and just, coming from a, just promoting it and not having too much of your own jargon, right?
Yeah.
And making it so that it's consumable by everybody else.
Correct.
And appealing to them.
Granted, some people may not want to do that. Some people might want to be like, I want this to be about us, for us, and I don't care if anybody else consumes it, which is fine. Some people are entitled to that opinion. But like, I'm a globalist by nature, right? I want free trade. So for me, I want to make sure that we are doing things not just for the Caribbean, but doing things for the world to enjoy what we have to provide. And there's different ways of doing it without diluting the culture. So, there is a balance, and I respect people's opinion, but forever I'm going to be thinking we as a whole human race should. I'm back. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. The last thing I said is like we as a people need to enjoy the things as a human body. I enjoy Caribbean music. I believe American people enjoy Caribbean music. I believe Europeans and Asians enjoy it. And I think we should put value on it and showcase it with the world. Period.
Boom. I like that. Man, well, we're going on to an hour and a half now. I'm going to put this on IG, and then I'm going to put it on Spotify and Apple Music. And, I guess that's part of it, trying to spread the word, because, so far the interviews that I've done is mostly people in the US have looked at it,
Yes.
So that's a good indicator that, people are just looking for something different to listen to. And,
Yes.
Trinidadians, we have a nice accent as well, so people.
That's right. That's right. Well, no, thanks for having me,
Yeah.
Jordan. Anytime, wherever you need, just reach out to me. I'll be there.
Puts it on YouTube also. Yes. I need to do that and target properly. Yes. Do the SEO, put in the work. I guess that's one of the problems, right? With a lot of experts or professionals in the Caribbean, we don't take the time, because we know we can do it so well. We do it quickly.
Take it for
And
granted.
we don't really put everything into every second of it to make it even more exceptional. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I recommend, like, for the next show, next few shows, talk to Mark. Mark has some crazy stories. Mark is crazy, and I don't even want to spoil it. Like he does some crazy things, and he embodies what it means to be an entrepreneur. Someone who is able to take hits and able to stand back up and make a name for himself in his own space, and good for him. I'm doing it my way, and you do it your way, and we all gonna to succeed in this whole space, bro.
Yes, Mark. Yes, we will jump on your YouTube with your millions. You can just need to know. Yeah, man. I'll hit you up, Mark. I'll hit you up for sure. All right, Abby.
To the next one.
And we'll talk soon.
Yeah, man, for sure. Later.
All right, later.